Hey guys, it's Abby from Autumn of Pellinor and I'm back with some stupid comments that I found in book reviews on the internet. So I did this video once before, I'll link it up in the cards, but I went through stupid, ridiculous comments that I found and laughed at them with you guys. So let's get started. I've got them on my phone. Beautiful but unaware girl with super hidden powers? Check. Mysterious, sexy guy who falls for her? Check. Best friend who's in love with her? Check. Sexy girl who's threatened by her beauty? Check. Old mentor who's hiding something? Check. Crazy villain linked to pretty new girl? Check. 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 Have they just described every single YA fantasy that I've ever seen? I think so. This is a review of Anna and the French Kiss. I have heard a lot about this, I've never read it and I'm never going to because it's a fucked up book. Like, if you enjoyed it at the time, you do you, but this is problematic as shit. And this person can see that. Anna, who at first seemed like a friendly, intelligent woman, turns into a hypocritical whiner whose only focus is a boy. And Etienne is an ass who punches people and strings along more than one girl. So as far as I can tell, Anna, like from other people's reviews, Anna was slut-shaming everyone and then went and did everything that she was slut-shaming other people for. Which, I mean, like, you go, you do what you want to do, but why are you slut-shaming people? Like, fuck is that? And then Etienne is just like a cheating little dickhead. I don't like books that have that bullshit aimed at children. Teenagers are still children. What are you doing? If you're a teenager, I'm sorry, I love you. I'm a child and I'm 23, alright? Just this one, I just loved the time that went into this. The author then repeatedly covers the same ground. Thomas felt the same fear as before. Fear hung in the air. Fear sliced through the air. Fear bubbled through the air. Fear shot through his chest. And then on top of just the repetitiveness, he couldn't believe that the maze was so massively huge. Yep, massively huge. Okay. This is The Maze Runner and I read this in 2016 and enjoyed it at the time. I have become a more critical reader since 19-year-old Abby. This ain't it, chief. This ain't it. This person wrote a really long review and then said, in conclusion, I would recommend this book if you are female, in your pre-teens or early teens and are not bored senseless by descriptions of the American designer labels of clothes. Never reading that book. Never reading that book. The tagline for this review is one of my favourite fucking things. Really, it's horrendous. Read only if you are 12 and becoming hormonal. Honestly though, like, that is a great way to promote a book because I know exactly what they're talking about. I know the exact kind of book that they're talking about and hormonal 12-year-old me would have fucking loved it. They've got their place. They've got their place. If you have read any of the aforementioned, which was some like really big, well-known fantasy authors, and are unfortunate enough to attempt to read Throne of Glass, you risk your epic-ready, plot-demanding and imagination-thirsty brain exploding and dribbling out of your ears in a waterfall of ash from abject boredom, frustration and anger over the lack of skill with which Sarah J. Maas has thrashed this waste of a tree. However, if you're possibly 12 to 13 and are ready to move on from the Beano, which is, I don't know if Americans know what this is, it's like an old cartoon magazine that's been out in the UK for decades, and you watched something like Twilight and thought, like, well, sick man or whatever in it, then you'll probably enjoy Throne of Glass and will be entertained as the shallow, lukewarm romantic relationship between Colitis, or whatever she's called, and pretty much every other man in the castle begins to develop. The other reviewers are right, she's meant to be some world-renowned super assassin slash celebrity and yet we see none of this. She seems to spend most of her time throwing up after a jog, checking out her rear in the mirror in yet another frothy ball gown creation and staring dreamily into a man's eyes. Men, any men, all the men it would appear. And like, I enjoyed Throne of Glass, but is she wrong? I don't think so. This review sums up a lot of YA fiction, and I love it. People don't have suave, debonair one-liners at 16. I don't care how fucking rich they are. Money doesn't buy you the ability to lean in and gaze intensely into a chick's eyes while letting loose some perfect, panty-dropping line and finishing it off with a wicked grin. You know what people have at 16? Pimples. Pimples and body odour and dirty magazines. They do not have more class than all the Ivy League schools in America put together. And I will say, as a 23-year-old with a lot of spots that's under a lot of makeup right now, fuck you, dude. This one tells a story about a neighbour who was so badass that they managed to get something that was stolen from them back with a case of beer alongside it, and then says that this is the kind of bad guy that Ali Carter tries to create in high society, and her failure to really do so is the only letdown to what is otherwise a very fun and enjoyable novel to read. I liked High Society. I've not read it since I was like 16, but I liked High Society. I love Ali Carter's writing. Also, I wish that I was that kind of badass. The kind of badass where if someone steals from me, they quickly realise their mistakes, shit themselves, and set about to rectify the situation. I wish that was my life. Instead, I am 5'5" and intimidate just about no one. This person, I don't think, really understood what a dystopian was before they went in, with the last sentence being, I want to live! What utter drivel! For goodness sake, author, get real with this world and the bounty of goodness we may still draw upon, greatly outweighing the misery. Have you seen the news, dude? Like, when was this review written? 2016. That wasn't a good year either. Have you seen the bounty of goodness? What fucking world are you living in? And those are all the reviews for this time. I agree with some of them. I don't agree with all of them. I love some of the books that they're shitting on. Let me know what the weirdest review you have found is. I have a lot more of these to do. I'm just kind of doing them in drips and drabs. So yes, let me know the weirdest fucking review you guys have seen, or what you'd like the most out of these, because some of them, gems. Thank you for watching, guys. If you want to see some more from me, hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in my next video, which will not be like this, but like maybe in a few months I'll do another one. Bye!